Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam. In this video, I am very late putting in some pansies, but right on time putting in some tulips. And they're gonna go in together. We've been on the road for a couple months and just behind in general on cleaning up the garden from the summer. You know, we do a lot of annual flowers out here, a lot of perennials that go to sleep, some of which, you know, need to be cleaned up. And normally, you know, in this fall transition, we would have been cleaning as we were going, maybe putting in some pansies or maybe just putting the beds to sleep by, you know, getting some sort of mulch covering on them and leaving them be until spring when we plant something else. But this year we just didn't. So the garden is a mess. There's annuals that haven't been pulled out. Just all kinds of things going on. Normally I'd get plant my pansies back in mid-October, something like that. There's lots of videos on the channel where I've put pansies in the past, and I usually do it by soil temperature. Once the soil temperature falls below 65 degrees, I got a soil thermometer that I use. I put pansies in. It's well below 65 degrees. It was like 25 degrees the other night, so definitely we've had plenty of cold at this point. These annual beds, so the beds that we put annual flowers in, or tulip bulbs, or something that we're using as annuals. Sometimes it might be a perennial for somebody else, but it's an annual for us. These beds, I'm trying to get as much out of them as I possibly can, and so I do improve these over and over. You know, we put down compost and wood chips and other things to get the soil started for all the shrubs and perennials and kind of permanent things here. But on an ongoing basis, all we do is mulch those beds and throw a little fertilizer out and keep the weeds out of them. But the annual beds, and that would include the vegetable garden, there's really no difference between growing flowers like vinca and zinnias as opposed to growing tomatoes or peppers. We go in and kind of boost the soil a bit, at least once a year. And so this time of year, I'll throw down some cow manure and some pine bark soil conditioner into this bed. That's all we'll do for this next calendar year, though, until this time of year next year. So I'll plant the pansies and tulips now in this space using new material. When they come out in the spring, I won't add anything else. This will be good enough, and we'll put in whatever flower mix we're going to have in this space at that time. I use this opportunity in the fall, though, you know, when I'm doing this, to go in and edge these beds. I've got zoysia lawn out here, and it tries to creep into the bed. Not as bad as like Bermuda would try to, but it still nonetheless does that. So I'll create a nice trench edge, you know, on the bed, and then pull out any of this grassy material like that. And then if you have access to pine bark soil conditioner, it's the absolute best thing for your annual, you know, growing your annual beds in. Your annuals in. If you don't, then just some sort of plain compost is fine, like the cow manure I'm also going to mix in here. But this is just the bark off a pine tree. The plants can root into it super easy, and really gives them an opportunity to have an extensive root system. In just the few months they're going to be here, we want them to have as big a root system as possible. So really easy to spread. I can just kick it out here, use a rake, whatever. Doesn't really matter. Probably need about a half a bag more. I put down a bag and a half of that pine bark soil conditioner. I think those bags are 2 cubic feet each. So it's about 3 cubic feet of pine bark soil conditioner, and then 2 bags of 1 cubic foot black cow manure. I use any kind of compost. It could be mushroom compost, really just any kind of compost. It wouldn't matter. 2 bags of that, broke up the clumps a little bit, didn't break them up completely, and then mixed it in, and you can see that shovel going in the ground, how easy it is to put this shovel in the ground, because for 3 consecutive years, once a year, this bed has been prepped this exact same way. So you can see how aerated it is, you know, how much air there is in this soil, you know, how loose it stays, and how, you know, so these pansies will be able to reach down really, really deep down in this soil and get themselves as established as possible, because most of the flowering they're going to do is going to be February, March, April, into that time frame. And so I just want them to get as established as they possibly can between now and then, which will help them also resist really, really cold nights. I have 100 tulips. These were from Colorblends. These are called shocks and struts. Again, there's 100 of them in this bag, and I'm going to spread those out in little groupings within the pansies. These pansies have they're solid yellow face. Sometimes, you know, in pansies you'll get what we call faces. You'll get the yellow around the edge, and then you'll get some sort of darker splotch in the middle of the pansy. Went for solid yellows because we thought it would match best with this few different colors that are in these shocks and struts tulips. These have already been cold treated. We have to do that in my area in zone 7B or 8A. We just don't get enough cold during the winter time to cold treat our tulips. So these were sent to me already cold treated from Colorblends. It's one nice thing is you can have them cold treat them if you need them cold treated. They got to us, and then we put them in the refrigerator because there was a gap between being able to receive them and to get them into the ground. So excited for these. And then the pansies will just be planted around them. So I'm going to do clusters of tulips and then pansies kind of planted hopefully pretty evenly throughout, and then the tulips will come up in the middle of them. Usually I just use my trowel to plant these little small containers, but I actually got 3-inch pansy containers. Normally you'll see almost everything we do here is done from cell packs, like 6 cell pack, you know, little teeny tiny starts to save money. But we're late this year, and so I wanted to get a few that would definitely have a bigger root system and have some advantage ahead of being, you know, having been planted later than I would normally have liked to plant them in closer to the probably coldest weather we're going to have of the winter time coming up. So it's quick and easy once you do what I did with this soil. Look at this. Once you've done that, it's pretty easy to plant in. I can really do this by hand like that if I wanted to, and I just firm them in just like that. It's always hard to figure out. I guess I have 36 plants, something like that. Hopefully they work out in here. These have been in these containers for a while, so I will pull at these roots a bit. I don't go too crazy on them, but I do pull at them some to get them going out in the right direction. Save a few tags, but there's a tag in every one of these pots, which, you know, you have to do when you're growing these because customers will take one and they'll stick it in another tray and it may not have flowers on it at that time, so it has to have that tag. But I wish we lived in a world where one tag was adequate for a tray, but that's just not how that goes. And I'll come back in here and, right behind that little triangle and go down about that deep. So these need to be about maybe 2.5 times their height down in the ground. As much as 3 would be fine. If you've got one that's obviously bad in the bag, don't plant that. You'll find one, that's not in the greatest shape. The pointy end on tulips goes up. There's 4 there. I'm gonna come. This will be the most random thing I can possibly do, which is kind of hard for people to do random stuff, but I'm going for it. I'm going random. There's basically 9 in this little area. Last year we didn't order any bulbs that would be annual. So we did have some tulips, but they're species tulips and they should still come back. They've been planted in various spaces around the garden. If you're following the channel, you'll see all of those. All of those came from Colorblends as well. This year we just got 1 bag of this shock and struts tulips to go in this pansy bed. So again, I've just got them in clusters in here. As you just saw, pointy end goes up. Really quite easy. This is about the time that tulips would go in the ground in my area because we have to refrigerate them for some period of time before they go in. there's a bit of a gap between us receiving them and then getting them into the refrigerator here and handling them well. So with a couple that were bad in the bag, it's nothing to do with them and something to do with us traveling for 2 months and not managing every detail that we needed to manage. But if you do see a rotten bulb in your mix wherever you acquired them from, I would throw it to the side. Those tulips will come up once. Sometimes we can get them to come back year to year and flower. And in fact, I found a couple back here as I was digging that are older ones that have actually come back several years in a row now. But it's not typical for us. Most of the time our tulips and our hybrid tulips and then our hyacinths, they tend to come up and do really, really well the first year and then kind of decline a bit after that. They just don't get enough cold treatment on them. Pansies, again, I would like to have gotten these in back in the middle of October, and then they would be rooted in right now and they would be able to resist a bit more the really, really cold air that we're going to have coming typically in the last week or so of December and the beginning of January. Cold for our area. But they are winter annuals here. They have no problem surviving. But if it was, so me planting these on December 5th, if December 11th, it was going to be really, really cold, like mid to low 20s or something like that, I might put a frost protection blanket over them just to protect them on that night or two. Not something that would normally hurt them, but I've just planted them so recently. If I'd have planted them 6 weeks ago, I wouldn't even be thinking about it. But I may offer them a little bit more protection. It's not too late to plant them. They're available. They're discounted everywhere. The pansies are. The bulbs are too. Bulbs are, I saw them 50% off the other day at one of the box stores. And the pansies at a lot of places are discounted. Buying bigger ones at this point is probably a better choice. So you can buy them in hanging baskets, and plant the whole, that whole soil mix into the ground, or larger containers, and that way you've got the plant's big enough to have some resistance to really, really cold air that's coming. That cow manure to me is enough fertilizer for now. I'm not going to fertilize these. Fertilizer's not as effective in the wintertime anyway, especially organic fertilizers aren't effective at all, but I'm just not going to fertilize them. I feel like that little bit of nitrogen that's in that cow manure and all the other, you can see how beautiful the soil is, all the other things I have going on in the soil are adequate to get these going. But as soon as we come out of the other side of, the beginning of February or so, I'm definitely fertilizing the pansies at that time, and I'll fertilize them with an organic fertilizer at that time. And what we want to do is try to get as much out of these in February, March, April. We can't plant our summer annuals here until late April, typically. So I've got that 3-month span where this can just be solid yellow, and for some period of time have those tulips up over top of them as well. So thank you guys for following along with the channel, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can see this later in the winter and early spring. Thanks.